Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events, recording this Sunday, January the 1st. Happy New Year. This is just before 8 p.m. and hope everybody had a great one. Back to work, back to some very interesting weather, to say the very least. I'm going to try to make this as fast as I possibly can, and just know that I will have more here on the Arkansas Weather Blog throughout the up and coming week. But first, we're going to start off with the short term. Thunderstorms. Somewhat mild. The ending of the week, very cold with winter weather chances. I'll get to it in just a second. This is the HRRR, High Resolution Rapid Refresh. Now, the first thing I want to do is go over what's going to happen tonight and into Monday. This is from weatherbell.com. This is at midnight. You see some showers developing. Just spotty stuff, nothing major. But look what comes at us. This is at 8 a.m. Look at that stuff out in Oklahoma and into Texas, northeast Texas. And then we take it on further into, that's 11. And then this is at noon. And this is some thunderstorm activity we're going to have to watch. Also anything that develops out in front of it. But this area of the state here does have a slight risk for severe weather in this section of the state, the southeastern portion of the state, and even portions of Ashley and Chico County in an enhanced area. The greatest threat is at this time, and again, I'm recording this Sunday, that can change, but mainly over Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. Now, this is going to move across the state. There will be some instability in this portion of Arkansas, but, you know, the models have just done a absolutely terrible job with temperatures this weekend, where they were showing temperatures near 60, and I don't think we got out of the, I know we didn't get out of the 40s today. Let me just look here, and I haven't seen see, this is what I'm talking about. This is at noon. It's got us at 54 degrees, which at the surface is quite stable. And you see the temperatures in southeast Arkansas, very evident here. There's a little bit of instability here with temperatures into the 60s here. So this is the area of concern as this moves into the state. And I'm just looking at, this is as far out as the HRR goes at this time. So you would see the greatest threat of instability is down here in this orange shaded area. Let me look at the CAPE, the convective available potential energy. This is the fuel for thunderstorm activity. And obviously we do have elevated instability values in this portion of the state. So that's what we're going to be watching for Monday late in the morning and into the afternoon. It'll be long gone by sunset. Now to what everybody is talking about. And again, the threat is there for at least some severe weather. I think gusty winds would be the primary threat. There may even be some small hail with this. And you can never rule out an isolated tornado. But again, I really think that the greatest threat at this time, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. And yes, southeast Arkansas has a slight risk as I'm recording this. Now, the European computer model. Again, black lines that you see here are isobars, lines of equal barometric pressure. So you're looking for lows, you're looking for highs, and the gradient between the two. If you see all those lines close together, then that's fairly strong pressure gradient, and you get a lot of wind that way. And you got to know which way that wind is coming from too. You get a south wind, obviously, it's coming off the Gulf of Mexico. North wind coming, it's going to be a cold wind. You also see these blue lines, a solid blue line that, again, remind you, I've mentioned this all the time, 540 thickness line, usually the difference between rain and snow can be found with that. And then you see these blue dash lines. It gets colder and colder the more you get to the air. By the way, the blobs that you see, that's rain over the previous 6 hours. Or snow, as you see up here in the northern Rockies. All right, so here comes an area of high pressure, 1040 high, barreling down the east slopes of the Rocky Mountains. This is cold, shallow air. So it just comes right down the east slopes, and some of it spills over the Continental Divide. But you see low pressure out here in the middle Atlantic. You see high pressure coming in here to Canada. Frontal boundary is right in here. This is on Tuesday at noon, and we got a good pressure gradient here. And that means that the winds are coming, remember, clockwise out of that high and into that low, counterclockwise. So you got a good northwesterly wind out of that area of high pressure. So this is on Wednesday morning. The front's through. We're getting colder and colder, probably highs in the 30s and 40s across the state. And then you have a disturbance, and the models are having an extremely difficult time with this feature. It was going gangbusters with it last week, and then really backed off. And then this is the European, and again, this is showing a very fast-moving wave, a frontal boundary down towards our south, quick moving, some upper level energy, quick moving wave of low pressure, and that you see that solid blue line. Well, that's a good indication of the rain snow line. But all of this is very light. I don't know if you can see the scale here, but 1/100th. You're talking about minuscule amounts of liquid. Translated to snow would not be very much at all. But we know it doesn't take much to cause problems. So according to the European, I'll take you through here. Take a look at this just flying through quickly and then breaking apart. Then it moves up the East Coast. Very cold for the end of the week, highs in the 30s. So this would not be much of anything. It'd be light. You know, a lot of places would see a little light snow, not a big deal, but hey, it's snow in Arkansas. Then the GFS, which is just, poor thing. So the GFS has just been showing nothing. I mean, it showed last week. I mean, it was like, showing snow, waffling on where it was going to snow. Now, and then you got to remember, this thing is run 4 times a day. 4 times a day. And comes up with 4 different solutions, especially in the medium and long range, especially with this pattern. And then lo and behold, this comes out, this latest version of the GFS. The timing's different. The European was for Thursday. But lo and behold, here comes the wave. It's stronger on the Arctic front here. And we got 2 centers. I'd expect it more to be into here. But anyway, so this is late Friday. And you see this solid blue line. And look at it. It's increasing the amount of liquid, which across northern Arkansas, that would be snow in northern Arkansas. Maybe a wintry mix in some other places of the state. It's quick moving, but now it goes from having nothing to having something. And the low is tucked in here, and then it goes right up towards the East Coast. So I'll show you that loop once again. Comes across right in there, and that would be Friday into late Friday into Saturday morning. So the timing is different on each model. Remember, it's run 4 times a day. So this would be, this is, if it's trending this way, that's great for snow lovers. But remember, it's run 4 times a day, and so the next run will come out a little bit later on this evening. It may take the whole thing away, and then it's not there. So as long as these computer models, and both of them show some light wintry weather, at least that. So I'm not going to take it out of the forecast at this time. I'm going to keep it in the forecast and just watch it all week long. I, don't think it's a major system, but it bears watching. We've been on to this now for several days, and I'm going to stay on it. You have this run of the, I don't, one computer model run does not make a forecast. But when you start seeing trends, let's say that the next GFS comes back and it's showing it again, and then the European starts showing more liquid, then you start going, okay, we need to start, focusing in on this. It looks like it might be a little bit more something than we thought. But on the other hand, it could come back, the European computer model tonight, with the same old, and then the GFS backs down on the amount. So until we get closer to this time period, this is not until Thursday, Friday, I would say tomorrow or Tuesday, we'll get a much better handle on this situation. So at this time, as I've been telling you on the air, don't panic. At this time, don't run out and buy milk and bread. I've been saying that on the air, but pay attention to the forecast. And if you're a snow lover, keep your fingers crossed. So very much uncertain in the long range. It could be something to very little to nothing. And I hate to be vague like that, but that's just the way Mother Nature works sometimes. Thank you so much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.